Okay, everyone, I am back from earlier. And so here I am. What am I doing? Trying to work this. Okay. Hopefully this is working. I am back. Don't know how to hold my phone like in the right way. But yeah, I started live streaming earlier today, and then my phone rang and the doorbell rang and I had to go. So I wasn't able to continue all my thoughts. So I'm back. Here I am. I just had dinner and it is a beautiful sunny summer evening. It's like 76 degrees and I really should be outside, but my home buddy nature just wants to be cozy on the couch watching the Yankee game, and they are winning 7-4 in the bottom of the eighth. I don't know if any of you are Yankee fans, but yeah, I love my baseball. It's very comforting for me. So I am back to, you can kind of see actually the Yankee game reflecting in that piece of furniture. So enjoy the game if you're a baseball fan. But yeah, so back to the subject that I was discussing earlier. Um, basically, when I first heard about Anthony Bourdain's passing, it really triggered me to go into like deep thoughts about depression and just introspective analyzing, uh, trying to pick things apart and figure out stuff that we don't have answers to. And yeah, I'm not going to go into any theories or anything like that. I just was gonna talk a little bit about uh, my feelings about it. I guess I just need to get it out. A few of you left my live stream. Hopefully you're not Red Sox fans. I'm just joking. But yeah, I know it's like dinner time, so depending on where everybody is, I'm glad to be back. I don't know where you guys all are in the world, but it is 7 p.m. here, and I I guess I'm just struggling to find words. It hit me hard, the Anthony Bourdain's suicide, because I've struggled with depression for most of my adult life. And hi, feel free to comment. You can ask me any questions. If you guys have any thoughts or things you want to ask me, hopefully I will be somewhat helpful. I don't know, really. Maybe I guess you guys can. Well, who committed suicide? I'm talking about Anthony Bourdain. So, if you've never heard of him, he is an author, or he was a very popular best-selling author. He was a celebrity chef, although he kind of hated being called that. He was a cook, and he used to be executive chef of a French restaurant in New York City called Brasserie Les Halles. I think I'm pronouncing it right, hopefully. I love that restaurant. It's very, very fancy, and I had my Sweet 16 there. I love that restaurant. So he used to be the the executive chef there. That was like maybe in the early 2000s or maybe even the 90s. It was a long time ago. And then he came out with a book called Kitchen Confidential, which is like spilling all the secrets of the dark and dirty, nitty gritty stuff that happens in the restaurant industry. And I got into him when I discovered that book in like maybe it was the early 2000s. and I've followed his career ever since. He had a show on the Food Network called A Cook's Tour, and he was always making like snarky comments, and he was very um, like dark sense of humor, very funny, very Hunter S. Thompson esque in his writing. Um, and he was just super cool. Um, yeah, tips for those who are currently struggling with depression. It's hard because each person responds to therapy differently. So for some people, therapy works really well, like just talk therapy. I personally like that myself, and I've gone through several different counselors, therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists before I found one that really clicks with me, that I really get along with, and he really understands me and cares and listens to me. You have to sometimes keep searching for the right person who gets you, because if you're going to a counselor or psychologist, even if they have the degree in it, and you think, well, they're not helping me, this sucks. Like, sometimes you have to keep searching for the right one, because if you don't have a good connection and you guys don't get along, or they don't understand you, or they're not sympathetic, or in anything like that, where you just feel like I am more stressed out coming here than if I just stayed home. Like, I used to have this counselor, and whenever I would go to her office, I felt more stressed out every time I went there. My anxiety was worse every time I would go. So I realized that she wasn't a good match for me, and our personality types just didn't click, and she didn't get me. She was trying to say I was bipolar and stuff, and I'm not. Um, and it's just hard when someone doesn't really want to take the time to know you. So it takes a really patient person. Um, I've I definitely lost friends when I was in high school. I isolated myself from my friends. I just stopped wanting to go out and all the stuff that used to be fun, like going out to eat with my friends, going to the movies, and doing sociable things just didn't seem fun anymore. And I just wanted to sleep. I was just so exhausted all the time from school. I put a lot of pressure on myself. So I always was just studying, and I come home, sleep, eat, and then repeat. And that's kind of how it was when I started working too, and just didn't have any fun. I was just constantly stressed out. And what worked the best for me is honestly medication. I know there is a big concern around medication, because you don't want to get addicted to it. You don't want to see your own personality change, and then you become a different person, or you become a zombie. And you hear all these stories about people that, like, they go on meds, and then they're not themselves anymore, and they're not, who they used to know themselves as. So they feel like a completely different person, like in a negative way. So a lot of people are hesitant to try medication. I'm very open minded. Um, who am I? I don't know why you're subscribed to this. I used to make ASMR videos, so I don't know if you've ever watched ASMR, but they are autonomous sensory meridian response videos, just like to help people relax and fall asleep. And I haven't made an actual ASMR video in probably like a year. So I'm just randomly back. I've never done a live stream before today, so I just decided to make a video. I feel like I've been too absent on my channel, and I feel really bad. I don't want to let anybody down. I have about 10,000 subscribers, and maybe if I only had like a few hundred, or like 50, or like a real low amount, I wouldn't feel like I'm letting anybody down. Um, I don't understand the comment, taking tons of pills, positive light. I don't. I don't understand. Uh, if you have negative things to say or you don't like me, there's no need to be subscribed. I never said I take tons of pills. I say I am a proponent of it because it has saved my life. I think it's helpful for a lot of people. I'm not sure, Manya, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but if you don't want to be here, you can exit the live stream, please. So, anyway, back to Anthony Bourdain. It's a very tragic loss. I really loved him. I'm sure a lot of people did. He was on CNN doing his show Parts Unknown, and that was such a great show. It was showing me as someone who doesn't travel, and I would like to travel, so many different parts of the world, and opening my eyes to all these different cultures and types of food, and made me more open-minded to experimenting with foods that I never would have tried before, and giving me the desire to travel that I never was into traveling and adventure before. And he definitely gave me a lot of inspiration with that to try new things and to be more adventurous and be more fearless. And he was just super badass and cool. And you never would have thought that he had depression. He was, um, I don't, I'll try to be more active on here. I'm going to try. Um, I didn't hear about the ban white people. What does that mean? Um, I didn't see, maybe I didn't see that episode or I didn't notice that, but yeah, if you just type in Anthony Bourdain in YouTube, you can find his old episodes of this show called No Reservations, and it is a really cool show. You get to basically travel all around the world with him and see really cool stuff. It's not boring, and you get to learn a lot of history and stuff too. And usually, sometimes, well, not always, but travel shows can be kind of boring. And he makes it really exciting and fun. So, yeah, if you want to go on YouTube, there's episodes there. There's episodes on Netflix. You could probably find him on Hulu too. His shows, the first one is called A Cook's Tour. I'm pretty sure that is on Netflix. And then after that, he had No Reservations, which was on the Travel Channel. And then I think they aired that on National Geographic. I don't know, like one of those channels, science something. And then they have The Layover as well. I believe that was also on Travel Channel. And then after The Layover, I think he might have had one more. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay's cool. um, I can't really read your guys' comments because it goes by really fast. It doesn't leave the comment up long enough for me to read the whole thing. So I will try to respond as much as possible. But um, yeah, I got into cooking because of Bourdain. I got into the Ramones because of him. He really loved punk rock. The Ramones are a really cool band. So he got me into that. He got me into a lot of things, writing. Um, what country are you in? I don't know. I'm pretty sure you could watch them all around the world. Um, yes, I'm glad you like my brain melting video. I think that's my most viewed video of all time. I think that's the one that most people have seen. And I do want to go back to making some sounds videos for ASMR. I haven't watched actual ASMR videos in so long. I've kind of deviated from it, and now to fall asleep, I just listen to music through my Amazon Alexa thingamajiggy, and she plays relaxing music for me. I do have Patreon. I think I still have it. If you look in my old videos, there should be a link to my Patreon. I think it's just patreon.com/positivelightASMR.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Alexa thought I was talking to her. Yeah, I used to do custom videos. I probably could start doing them again. It's been a really long time, so I feel really rusty. Hello. um, I'm doing a little chat here. I feel like I've been gone for too long from the community, so I'm trying to come back. Um, got some weird like feedback before, so I don't know if you don't know who I am because I haven't posted in a long time, so you might have forgotten why you subscribed to me. And then I am just an ASM artist who has taken a very, very, very long hiatus from making videos. And it's great to see you guys again, too. It's been too long. I'm so sorry that I'm like flaky about making videos. I'm like, oh, I'll come back. And then I wind up not coming back. Yeah, I took a really big break. I just kind of I don't know what happened to me. Like my passion for making videos just went away, and I don't know if it was because of the depression I've been dealing with, but it's been not the best. I've been working on it. I was busy with moving mostly. That's kind of where the the break started. I was making videos. I was in the process of selling my childhood home and moving. I moved into an apartment, and then I was only there for a year, and then I moved into a house. So all those transitions were really a lot on me, and I'm just finally decorated in here, and it's finally feeling more like home and more comfortable. It was really hard to acclimate to the new area. I'm in a completely different area, and I am just trying to get used to it. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I feel like a house is a lot more. It's a lot good, a lot more good for, especially for introverts and people whose homes are very important to them. Because I'm home a lot, so it's really important for me to be comfortable in where I'm living, and it's I'm trying to make it cozy here so that I could be more comfy. Um, I actually don't have a garden. I started trying to make a garden last year, and we have a lot of deer here. So the deer basically just started eating whatever flowers and plants I put out there. It's really hard to maintain a garden where I live. There's just so many deer. And yeah, so I don't have a garden right now. How old am I? Well, I will not give my exact age because a lady never tells her age. But I am um I'm over 20 and younger than 40. So I'm somewhere in there, so you could decide how old you think I am. I don't know. um Hunting, no, I don't hunt. Yeah, I am old enough to vote. Uh Boo, Red Sox. um, yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, you could feel free to ask stuff. I might not be super specific because I'm just a little bit like nervous. There's so many things happening in the world nowadays, and I'm afraid of. I'm just a little bit paranoid, I guess. So I'm not gonna give super specific details, but you could ask like broad general things. Um, what made me first start ASMR? That's a good question. I first got into it with Gentle Whispering, Maria. You guys probably know her. She's like the most famous ASM artist. So she got me into it. Where am I from? I am from New York, and I do like this tri-state area type of thing. But my name is Brittany, by the way. Yeah, my name is Brittany. Um, I like it here, but sometimes I'd like to live in like San Diego or something like that where it's like 70 degrees and sunny all the time. I hate winter. Oh, really? Has ASMR gotten even more popular? I can imagine. Hi, Tom. Nice to meet you. Yeah, gentle whispering is really what inspired me to first start making videos because she was so like humble about it and not intimidating. So it made me feel like I could try it too. Um, yeah, it's been insanely hot. It was like 104 degrees some of the days last week, and it was muggy and humid. And then we had a big thunderstorm yesterday, so it finally cooled off. I'm glad about that. um, Advice on panic attacks. Yes. So, um, panic attacks are a tricky thing. Sometimes they can be really, really severe, and sometimes they can be mild. If you're just having a mild panic attack, um, deep breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth is very effective. There's also a yoga pose called the pigeon, which I'm just learning yoga now. I used to do yoga in high school, and I haven't done yoga in years, so I'm like relearning it. But there's this pose called the pigeon that's supposed to be really helpful. I learned it in my yoga class, but I kind of forgot how to do it. um, and I saw someone mention that somebody lives in England. I love England, and that's actually my dream place to live. And so back with the panic attacks, breathing, if you can just get a pen and pad and just start journaling your thoughts. Also, if the panic manifests in like an anger type of thing, or like sometimes I get really, really angry when I'm panicking, just go for a run. Just like literally go outside and go sprint, and that gets a lot of anxious energy out. Um, yeah, having a supportive family helps a lot too. If you have a good support system, friends, family, boyfriend, girlfriend, therapist, counselor, anything, um, it's really good to have a good support system. That's so important. And people always say exercise, exercise, exercise. Uh, Exercise doesn't really work for me. People say that you'll get addicted to it and it releases endorphins and it gives you more energy because I am tired all the time, but it doesn't really make me feel like that. The yoga is the most beneficial thing I find if you have a lot of anxiety because it gives you like that mindfulness with the breathing and you're forced to be in the moment because the it's not like just like lifting weights or something when you're exercising or just jogging on the elliptical. It's so focused because you have to balance and you have to use coordination and not fall over and stuff, and the poses are so deliberate and they're in time with the movement of your breathing. So the inhales and exhales and all that stuff, it just really gets you like centered, like and so I would definitely recommend a yoga class if you have panic attacks so that you could learn uh, some breathing techniques to be able to calm yourself down during those panic attacks. I really haven't mastered the art of conquering my panic attacks yet. I know there's some people on YouTube that do hypnosis and stuff like that, and there's all different things that's supposed to like really nip the panic attack in the bud. But I haven't learned those things. I've tried them, and I've never really gotten in the habit of doing it whenever I do have a panic attack. Um, but if you what was I gonna say? I'm like trying to read the comments and talk at the same time. It is 7:30 p.m. here. Um, yeah, ASMR can help a lot with depression and anxiety, especially just knowing that there's other people out there that are like you that feel the same way. Or just like watching the comforting videos, certain videos that are just like reassuring you and stuff like that, that can help a lot. Role playing, yeah, I used to do role plays. It's like it's been a really long time since I've done a role play video, but they're fun. You have to get all the props for it and stuff and get an idea. of what you want to do, and then make like a little bit of a script, and then it's fun to do. My favorite Yankee, well, currently Aaron Judge. I love Judge. Favorite Yankee of all time, Derek Jeter. um, I saw another comment here that I'm trying to remember. I was gonna respond to one of these ones. If you've asked me something and I haven't responded to it, just keep in mind the comments are going so fast for me. When you guys do comment, it goes away really quick, so I don't get a chance to read it. And I'm really nearsighted, so like my vision is really bad and I can't see too good. So, um, currently I don't have a job. Oh, somebody mentioned not being satisfied in career. Same here. That is very relatable. I currently don't do anything for a living. Um, Thank you for the compliment about the hair. I appreciate it. I don't do anything for a living right now. I just basically do odd jobs like pet sit or um, help. Like I live near this senior citizen complex, and I'll try to help the seniors if they need like little things, like go to the store and just help them with small things like that. But I don't have like an actual job right now, and that's what's the biggest thing for me is the last job I had. I was trying to advance in the company, and I really was passionate about the company I was working for, and I loved it. I loved the people. I loved the customers, and it was really suited to me. And I just wasn't able to advance in the. It's very corporate sometimes when you get to be in a job and there's been other people that have just been with the company longer than you and you can't progress. That became frustrating for me. So that that job, I left that job, and then I moved, and then I moved again, and so I haven't really been able to settle and get into something. And I'm kind of at a crossroads where I don't know what I really want as a career. I want a life path more than I want just a job. I can get any job and just make money to have money, but I want to do something meaningful and something really that I care about. And I've just been kicking around so many different ideas, and I go back and forth. And with the anxiety thing, it's is like a big fear of failure, and I'm not sure what to get into. I go back and forth between I'd like to study nutrition, I'd like to be in the medical field, I'd like to just somewhere where I'm helping people, serving people somehow. I really like helping people. That's my biggest thing. And you guys are very nice. A postman. Well, I actually have this lady that's my mail lady, and she's so super sweet. And I wouldn't even mind doing a job that's like something that's not like a dream job for me, as long as I'm getting to help people. I just love helping people. That's my main thing. And I also really love makeup. I kind of wanted to go to beauty school and get my cosmetology license and be a makeup artist or an esthetician or something like that, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, MMA. It's interesting that you mentioned mixed martial arts because I actually wanted to start getting into jiu-jitsu. Anthony Bourdain's wife, Atavia Bourdain, she is an MMA fighter, and she has inspired me a lot because she said that MMA has totally changed her life. It's changed her confidence levels. She's um, she's taught it to her 11-year-old daughter, and it's brought up her confidence too. And it's good to know. Yeah, I do. I want to be an MMA fighter. Like I would like to get into it, but I wouldn't know where to begin because it's intense. And I don't know. Like, do you get injured a lot? Do you get hurt a lot? I don't know. I feel like I would be nervous about the like risk the risk aspect of it with the injuries. I'm a very cautious person. I don't like getting hurt. So I was thinking of doing that though, or at least like just getting like a. I have boxing gloves. Like maybe just getting a whatever it's called, a speed ball or something like that, and just like punching out like that. That would get like some frustration out and some anxiety out to do stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I did want to try I did want to try MMA. But when I'm on Instagram, I follow Atavia Bourdain, and she has gotten quite the injuries on there, and that really scares me. I don't bounce back easily from injuries, so I don't know if I'd be willing to risk that. And then I was kind of happy with the yoga. I started taking yoga classes, and it seems more suited to my personality because it's relaxing. And I feel like MMA, you have to be in that like fight or flight mode because the adrenaline's going. You have to be able to knock back out. Think, yeah, I don't think anyone wants to or likes getting injured or hurt either. I think when you're at a certain point in the fighting in jujitsu, you can tap out. I've heard like where it's like you tap or you say tap, and then it's basically submitting to your opponent, like it stops there, and then you don't get hurt or whatever as long as you submit, and it's like bowing out gracefully. Like it's not the same as I guess wrestling or other fighting sports, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess it would be good to learn self defense. It's kind of a good thing to know how to do. And then, no, he was not married to Asia Argento. They were dating. They met in 2015 or 16 on an episode of Parts Unknown in Rome, and she was like his tour guide. Um, and that's how they met. And Asia Argento actually does the like boxing, MMA type of stuff too. And um, she's cool. I mean, she's kind of similar to his wife, Atavia. They were only separated, not divorced. Um, both Italian, both like really tough, badass chicks. They're cool. So um, I can't imagine what they're going through on like the loss of Anthony Bourdain. Like I never met him in person, but I did exchange interactions with him a few times on social media through Twitter and through Google Plus, like a Google Plus Hangout. When I don't think Google Plus is like used anymore. I don't really see anybody actually use that as a social media. But when it was first starting to become a thing, I think it was like 2012 or something like that. He did a Google Plus Hangout, and I was logged into it like the way you guys are in my live stream here. And I asked him a question on there, and I asked him like for some life advice. So he basically told me repetition, repetition, repetition. That is how you learn what you're good at, and the only way to do is to try and fail and try and fail until finally you know what you're good at. And it's nobody starts out great. It all starts out repetition. Um, that's great. Meeting people really helps. If you could make new friends, that definitely always helps. If you have depression or anxiety and you have someone who can sympathize with you and have compassion, and you can feel comfortable enough to vent your feelings, that helps a lot. And it's almost like therapy without having to go to therapy. If you could have a good friend like that. And I think that's sometimes that feels like what ASMR does. Like if you watch a video and the person, the ASMR artist, is like comforting you and reassuring you and stuff, it it helps a lot. Um, and mixed martial arts is not the try and fail thing. Yeah, he meant the try and fail thing more about cooking. And that it's you're gonna make a dish and it's probably gonna suck for the first few times, and it just takes time to finally get it down. And he was really more referring to the cooking with that. Even said he's like Gordon Ramsay was not like this as a kid. Growing up, we were all kind of shy, dysfunctional, neurotic, and that seems to be a common thread with cooks. Apparently, very interesting. Um, I saw another comment here that I missed, so I wasn't able to answer it quick enough. Ah, so feel free to repeat your questions if I have not responded to you. Um, I'm at 34 minutes already. I don't know how long live streams usually go for. Yes. Actually, the yoga instructor at my at the place I go to at the yoga studio says she is a an ex an ex addict, ex like like a lot of issues she had, and she said most of us here are using yoga as our like medicine. It's like very healing to do. It's just you wouldn't think it, but yoga and meditation has a big impact, and so I'm really trying to get into it. Maybe down the road, as I become better in it, I could become an instructor or something and help people. That would be great. When will I make more ASMR videos? I will try to. I don't even want to uh, like promise anything because whenever I say I'm gonna do it, I wind up not doing it. So I'm just gonna say I may or may not make more ASMR videos. I finally got a better computer. That was one thing that was holding me back because my computer was on its way out and it was hard for me to upload with how difficult it was to edit videos. So now I have a better computer. I can edit. I just need to get the motivation to do them. And I do appreciate like the encouragement. If you guys enjoy my videos, that makes me happy, and that's why I do it. I know this is not ASMR at all. This is just me rambling. So I had more to say about like the Anthony Bourdain stuff, but I don't know how many of you in here are fans of his or interested in uh, discussing him. But I had more on my mind about him. It's just something I can't get over for some reason. It's like no celebrity deaths usually hit me this hard. Um, David Bowie, when he passed, I was really upset, but I didn't feel that phased by it. Tom Petty really that hit me hard. Um, I love Tom Petty, but I wasn't really hardcore um, of a fan, so it wasn't too severe, but it was pretty upsetting, especially with how first they said Tom Petty had passed away, and then they like retracted that news and they said, oh wait, never mind, he's still alive. He's just on like life support and stuff like that, and then like people were praying and stuff, and it was all over social media and on the radio, and it's like, oh, is he alive? Isn't he alive? And like Rolling Stone had already reported that he did die, and it was like all confusion. And meanwhile, the next day he did die. So, um, yeah, I loved Bowie, and I like I feel sad that like, and also Lou Reed and a lot of these people that were like only in their 60s. That I think that's a little bit too young to pass, and I know they lived very full lives being rock stars, musicians, and celebrities and stuff like that. But it still hurts, and even though you never met them, like their music becomes a part of your life. And yeah, the Traveling Wilburys too. Roy Orbison. I wasn't around when he passed away. Um, and George Harrison, I wasn't a fan of when he had passed. I didn't even know about him back, in 2001. But yeah, Tom Petty hit me hard. And then Avicii, I didn't really like. I've heard his songs on the radio, but I never knew. Like I never put a face to the music. I never really like knew him like that. Um, but that was really sad too. And some of his songs are really relatable, and it it just gets you thinking about life and what could drive someone to feel that way. And then Kate Spade, um, I was never a big fan of hers, like where I wasn't someone that was like collecting her purses or anything like that. But like growing up, when I would be like shopping for back to school clothes and stuff, and I would see Kate Spade all the time, and I never really could afford her stuff, and everything was always beautiful. And if I saw someone with like a Kate Spade bag, it was like that was a status symbol and stuff. And I I can't believe that like she could leave this world when she had so much more to create. And I mean, but I don't know what was going on in her personal life and in her head, and it kind of like makes me despair if these successful people who have all of the money, yeah, Robin Williams was a big shock too, and it doesn't even, it doesn't really matter what how much you have, and it's a shame because it almost makes you feel a little bit hopeless, like, well, I could achieve all my goals and get everything I've ever wanted and get a bigger house and travel to see all these exotic places in the world and meet tons of people and eat like really good food and like big stuff like that, and it won't even matter and I could still be depressed. Like that kind of makes me lose um hope. But yeah, Michael Jackson, his death hit me really, really hard. His death hit me as hard as Anthony Bourdain's death is hitting me. The last time that a celebrity death hit me this hard was Michael Jackson. When he passed away in 2009, I basically was upset all summer long because it happened like in June. Actually, I think he passed away on Anthony Bourdain's birthday, which is weird. Um, I dwelled on it all summer, and I was reading about the propofol, and he was taking Ativan, and all the different like drugs he was taking. And I was trying to read the combinations and interactions, and what could have possibly done it, and how it killed him, and stuff like that. And I was trying to be like a medical examiner about it, and trying to figure out what happened. And it wasn't like it wasn't useful. Like no good came of it. I didn't bring him back by trying to figure that stuff out. It just was like I guess I didn't want to believe it, or I don't know. I was just in shock about it. I really loved Michael Jackson like my whole life. Um, and then oh, Yankees won. And yes, I did see Carpool Karaoke with Paul McCartney. That made me really happy. It's little things like that that can really boost your mood and stuff like that. Paul McCartney is like an actual antidepressant. Like he's like just makes me so happy. He's amazing. And I saw some more comments above that I wanted to respond to it. Now they went away and I can't see them. Um, Atavia Bourdain was separated from Anthony, but their divorce was not finalized. I think they were staying together for their daughter. They have an 11-year-old daughter together, and I believe they were staying together for that reason. And they were separated just kind of because, like, he was always on the road. Um, so it was kind of like a natural separation because he was hardly ever home anyway because of the show. So they kind of, I guess it seems like they kind of drifted apart. She got really passionately into the mixed martial arts, and I guess that became like her main goal. And him, I guess maybe he took a back seat. I don't really know. Um, I don't really know what went wrong with them. They seemed really in love when they met. They were married for like 10 years, but um, I know that Asia Argento was somebody that he had a crush on for a long time, as he had seen, I guess, her movies. I guess she was doing movies since the 90s because her father was a um, like director or whatever. So he had a crush on her for a long time. And I really don't know. I'm still, my mind is still boggled. I just, I'm like at a loss for words because I really loved him and I feel like he had so much more to give to the world, and he was such a beautiful soul, and we lost him too soon, I feel like. And then someone just mentioned Amy Winehouse. She was, that was a very upsetting death also because she was so young and so talented, and she was a Virgo like me. I'm a Virgo, and I sort of related to her on a certain level. Um, she was really cool, and she was like old school with her style of music too. She brought like a Motown kind of vibe, like a, a bluesy vibe to her music. She had a lot of soul, and that yeah, that hurt when she passed. That was very upsetting. And George Michael, it was very upsetting. I was never a big fan though, so of his. I didn't get devastated. But all of these were upsetting. I think we lost a lot of celebrities, and I think it was 2016. Like a lot of celebrities passed in that year. That was a really bad year for celebrities. It was like one celebrity after the other. It like started with, I think it started with Bowie, and then it just kept going, and it was like another big name and another big name. It was oh my god. So and then there was Whitney Houston, and I actually went to her memorial service because she was from New Jersey, and Carrie Fisher, yes, Carrie Fisher hit me hard too because she suffered from bipolar, and I personally don't suffer from bipolar disorder, but I do have the depression end of it, and I really relate to that part of it, and she was great. She was so cool and kick ass and awesome, and uh, that was a big loss too. And then Debbie Reynolds, I guess she died of a broken heart because she had a stroke within one day of Carrie Fisher dying, and they were very close. And they didn't have a good relationship for a long time. I think for like 10 years or something. And then they, as they both got older, their relationship, they became really really tight. And it just was so sad to see her mother so heartbroken. And Carrie Fisher was working so hard on herself too. She was, taking her meds. She was exercising. She had a trainer. I think she had everything to, try to get herself better. She had a therapy dog, and which I would like to get as well. I'd like to get a therapy dog, and that was really upsetting too. Carrie Fisher was a pretty hard loss, and very tragic. And these people did live amazing, full lives. Probably more exciting. They probably lived more exciting lives than I ever will or whatever because I'm not a celebrity. But it's still a shame when somebody goes before their time. I don't know, but in my opinion, I wish everybody could live to like 100 years old. um, and it's always said too when someone you admire and you kind of have on a pedestal, or you're idolizing in some sort of way, like not worshiping, but like where it's like you really look up to that person, and then they pass, and you just realize like how life is so short, and you really have to enjoy every day. Anthony Bourdain even had like a quote where he said someone told him like enjoy every sandwich, and like it's like so creepy and sad and to think about, like you don't really know what day could be your last. And just it just gets me thinking about life and stuff. And sorry, I need water, I'm talking so much. But yeah, I've been oh yeah, Prince died too. Yeah, that was really bad. I didn't get to read that last comment, the most recent comment, because I was reading the one above it. um, I'm not meaning to focus on death. This is just kind of the path that it's taken because I started talking about Anthony Bourdain. So in the comments that I'm getting in this video, I don't know if you guys are able to read the comments as I am, but I'm seeing the comments, and so people are bringing up other people that they loved that have died. Because for me it was, yeah, it is getting to me. It's death is, I don't think anybody is good with death. It's hard to handle, but I guess it's just something I felt like I needed to get off my chest because I haven't even really cried over it, and I've been trying to like hold in all my emotions and stay strong about it and not get upset, but I feel like I need to just get it off my chest and just sort of grieve over it, and then maybe I'll be able to move on because I just can't seem to move on. And I feel like I shouldn't be dwelling on this so long when I didn't even never even met Anthony Bourdain in person. Um, yeah, a lot of people have flourished with depression, and but then when you think of the people who are prominent figures that you hear about that have depression, um, like Robin Williams, then why did that happen? Like he was so talented, and I know there's a lot of people that don't die by suicide that struggle with depression. It's lifelong, but they make it through, and don't end their lives. But do you ever really hear about those people? I feel like in the news and in the media, it's focused on the negative a lot more. Like I don't know, I don't really see any good news lately. When you turn on the news, if you open it in, not really Instagram, it's more like Facebook, Twitter, and the news on TV, everything's negative. Like from what's going on politically to Trump, the border wall, uh, the environment. It's like they don't ever talk about good things, and then they show this person, this shooting, and this happened, and then this horrible thing happened in Harlem, and then this happened in Newark, and this happened in this, and it's never anything positive. Yes, and I know my name is Positive Light. I want to be positive. I struggle with that. I want to be positive. I'm kind of like cynical and pessimistic. I'm really working on it. But lately I've kind of relapsed into thinking of the negative stuff because it really got triggered with Anthony Bourdain. Like before that happened, when Kate Spade passed away first, I kind of dismissed it, and I was like, um, I didn't want to dwell on it. Like I saw the news on Twitter, and I was like, I'm not gonna dwell on it. I'm not gonna let it get to me. It's just another celebrity, whatever. I didn't know her. It's no big deal, whatever. And I was trying to brush it away, and I didn't want to see the news, and I blocked out the news as much as possible. And then when Anthony Bourdain passed away, I actually didn't even know about it. But one of my friends texted me and was like, heads up, this is going to be a rough day for you on June 8th. And I'm like, why? And then they said Anthony Bourdain just passed. And I was like, what? And then my world came crashing down. Because I only have a few people that I really look up to and admire. I could like name them on one hand. It's like Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, who it's Ringo's birthday today. He's 78 years old. Yay, peace and love, peace and love. Happy birthday, Ringo. Um, and Billy Joel, Neil Diamond, mm, Bob Dylan. Did I say Paul McCartney? Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all that I have of people that are alive that I really look up to and really have had an impact on me. And Eric Idle, I guess, from Monty Python. So I don't really care about like too many other people, like celebrity wise anyway. I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't watch a lot of shows. I wouldn't really be upset if I heard about any other celebrity. Yeah, Bob Marley was pretty cool. Um, yeah, I don't really watch much TV. I mostly just watch baseball. I just watched the Yankee game and America's Got Talent, and I actually got into watching The Bachelorette, which is it's mind numbing. So it's good when you want to just like zone out and not think about anything because it's so like you don't need a brain to watch it. So I got into that the Bachelorette, and it's kind of boring though. And it's like I never watched the Bachelor franchise before, but sometimes I'll turn that on if it's on. And America's Got Talent. I used to really watch that more religiously, and I kind of got bored with it too. I'm kind of bored with everything lately. I like The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt on Netflix. I uh, like old shows. I like Doctor Who. I like Faulty Towers, which is an old British show. Monty Python's Flying Circus. Um, what else do I watch? Like concerts. If there's a concert on PBS or something like that. And I like This Is Us. Do any of you watch This Is Us? That's a really good show. It is definitely if you want to be emotional because it makes you cry really hard. But it's a really well written show. Um, there's really not too many shows I like. Last Man Standing, no, I don't watch that. I don't even know what it's about. Uh, This Is Us does get really heavy. It's hard for me to handle sometimes, but it's very good. I don't watch Modern Family, Big Bang Theory. I like Parks and Rec, but I've seen every episode multiple times, so I can't really watch it anymore because I've watched it so much. I watched Anne with an E, which is a Netflix series. I watched The Crown. I don't know if any of you have watched that. I love the British monarchy. It's very interesting. And Victoria. Victoria is a little bit boring, but it's cool too. I never seen Once Upon a Time. I tried to watch Riverdale, and I just can't do it. I fell asleep. Can't make it through that show. Um, what else? I really liked American Idol when it was on. They brought it back. Um, that was a quick season though. It ended really fast. Mm, The Flash. I think I started watching that and I didn't finish it. Uh, there's more shows. I just can't think of them right now. And I don't like getting too invested in shows because then I'll binge watch it and like not want to do anything else but binge watch the show, and it's not very productive. So I've been trying not to watch too much TV or Netflix or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess Charmed? No, I've never seen Charmed. I've heard of it though. I think um, Rose McGowan is in that show. I see her a lot on Instagram. American Horror Story. I'm not really good with anything scary. If it's scary, I will have nightmares. So I avoid anything in the horror theme. Um, it just doesn't go over well with me. I just can't deal with it. I really like comedy, stand up comedy. I'll watch like stand up on Netflix. I like Bo Burnham. He's really funny. I like Dave Chappelle. Amy Schumer's hit and miss. Sometimes I find her really funny, and sometimes I just don't like her humor. Seinfeld's good. Yes, I like Curb Your Enthusiasm. I really like Richard Lewis. I think he's really funny. He's self-deprecating. He's relatable. He's interesting. He's not on it as much as I wish. American Horror Story, I never actually gave a chance because I'm too scared because it has horror in the title. I'm too scared of it being scary. Um, Horror ASMR videos, I can't imagine that. I wouldn't be able to get relaxed watching horror ASMR. Curb Your Enthusiasm is a show on HBO with Larry David, and it's an ad lib show. Like there's no script. It's just totally off the cuff and random. And most of the time, it's just them like all fighting and yelling at each other. And sometimes I can't watch the whole thing because it starts getting stupid. But I like Richard Lewis, so I watch it for him. Um, what else? I've heard there's a show called BoJack Horseman, which I heard is good. I haven't watched it yet though. Um, that's a Netflix thing, I think. I like old stuff. Like I had Amazon Prime for a little while, and I was watching Prime Video. They have all these like old game shows, and I would watch like Password from the 1970s and You Bet Your Life or something like that, or To Tell the Truth, and like really old stuff. I really like old shows. They're just more wholesome. They're just not as corrupt as nowadays, and even like Saturday Night Live isn't funny anymore. The old Saturday Night Lives are funny, but the new ones, well, I think Keenan Thompson's really funny, and Kate McKinnon is hilarious. There's a few players on that's really funny. Um, if you guys have any other show recommendations, I'm open to it. I tried watching Orange is the New Black because some people told me I looked like um, Natasha. I don't know her name, but she's the one with like reddish hair. I just couldn't get into that show. I Love Lucy. I Love Lucy. Yes, I relate to her, Lucille Ball. I feel like I'm Lucille Ball reincarnated or something. um, um, that's it, I guess. No, I haven't seen. I think I've seen like I've heard. Uh, oh, my house looks cozy. Thank you. I'm trying to make it cozy. I don't even have the fireplace on or anything. I have an electric fireplace and all that stuff, but it's too warm out for that. Um, what else? What else? What else? I know there's more stuff. Oh, I'm glad you like my live stream. I guess I'll wrap it up anyway. Now that I'm at 1 hour and there are 15 of you in this live stream, um, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for watching. I hope I haven't been too boring. I have never done a live stream before, so hopefully this was okay. I will maybe make another one again soon if you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you guys all for watching, and I will try to be more active on here. I really appreciate reading all you guys' comments. I'm reading all of them. I'll see you guys later. I kind of feel more comfortable with this like off the cuff spontaneous little like live stream thing, and that I get to just be rambly and not have to worry about editing and stuff. I'm just doing this straight on my phone, and I kind of like being spontaneous like that. I'm really bad at planning, and if I'll psych myself out and wind up just getting too anxious to do it, and then I'll just not make a video. So that's why I've been so absent, because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a video, and then I get too anxious to do it. So yeah, I will see you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Peace and love. Peace and love. Bye.